just want to start by saying hello to Lina. Lina Betancourt was we were classmates back in the 90s.
Oh, wow, okay, that's nice.
Also graduates from the bachelor's, so just so inspiring her presentations. I just wanted to say hi to her really shortly. And it has to do also with the topic of my presentation today. So I'm going to start presenting. Can you see it now? See my presentation?
Yes, Dr. Ocampo.
Okay, thank you so much. So I just want you to feel welcome. Welcome to this workshop. So I want you to be aware that this is a workshop format. So you're going to be participating in the activities. We expect that you really, open your microphone and go into the breakout rooms and do the activities, because that's one of the best ways to interact and participate in this activity and presentation that is designed for you to see it from a vivid point of view. What is peer coaching and how establishing relationships is vital to your career and your life. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Nora Ocampo. I live here in Manizales. I'm working online at the moment, but I live in our wonderful city of Manizales. So proud to be here. And the topic of my presentation is peer coaching to foster collaborative teaching. So when Professor Frank asked, what can you share? What is it that you'd like to talk about? I was thinking about different things, but then I felt so drawn towards peer coaching and collaborative teaching, because I think teachers at any time of your career, any age, any stage in your studies even, can benefit from this. Like I'm telling you my own experience, that's gonna help hopefully many starters, teachers in their career, so that when you get to the 40s where we are now, you can really, make some adaptations, make some adjustments that are going to be so good for your professional and personal life. So this is the plan for this hour. I hope we can cover all of this. If not, then we'll just, cover as much as we can. First of all, we're going to be doing an icebreaker. So we're going to do an online peer challenge. And I'll give you instructions in a moment, but it's going to be a very nice activity to break the ice and to get to know each other here. I'm seeing 52 people. So I think we are going to have a lot of interaction in those breakout rooms. Number two, when you return from that activity, we are going to be talking about your background. What do you know about peer coaching, about instructional coaching in general? We're going to see your ideas and your comments about this topic. Number three, we're going to be talking about peer coaching. So we're going to get into the subject of peer coaching to foster collaborative teaching. And there we're going to be talking about what the literature says and all the components that we need to have to do this successfully. Number four, we're going to be talking about your own experiences with peer coaching. So we will be, again, in breakout rooms, and you'll be talking to your peers about the experience. You'll be, having a time for you to really explore the topic with other people and see different points of view. Number five, we're going to take this peer coaching to the next level. So you're going to be invited to do a practical activity, again, in breakout rooms, and you're going to be sharing with hopefully another group of people. So you start establishing connections, which is also another goal of this time together. And number six, we are going to close with some conclusions and recommendations and your questions and ideas. Okay, so I think it sounds like a plan, right? And I hope you are, like Professor Frank said, like with your camera, with your, microphone ready, and also not driving, not in another meeting, been there, done that. So please try to dedicate this time to this activity and to yourself. So first of all, we're going to start right away with the first activity in the breakout rooms. It's an online peer challenge. So if you like challenges, this is your kind of activity. I encourage you to participate actively. So I'm going to share with you this link on this chat. You're going to save it because you need to use it when you get to your breakout room. So the idea is that you're going to, let me copy this please here, and then share it over here to everybody. There you go. So can you please let me know if you can access it? Okay, and the idea.
Dr. Ocampo, we need the full link. You gave us the title of the page. We need the full link.
Okay. Yes, I figured. So let's go directly here. And then I'm going to copy the link.
Yes, that should work.
Thank you so much. Okay, there you go. And then the idea is that you're going to get into this activity. I'm going to go back to my presentation to show you. So you're going to find a way to take this student to school. You're going to find a way in your team. You're going to talk about the strategy. You're going to discuss how to do it. You're going to try to help each other. Your mission is to get this boy over here to the school, okay? I'm not going to give you any further instructions because you have what you need right now, and then in your teams, we are going to do that. So we are going to send you to the breakout rooms for 3 minutes.
And can we please check if the link works? Because on my end, it is still loading.
Yes, you need to give it some time. You need to give it like 20 seconds, and then it will appear just the way I have it here. Okay? So if you have any problems as a team, you're going to solve it. Okay, that's also part of the activity. So do you have any questions at the moment?
I just sent the link to everyone so they can see it and access.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So I'm going to start making the breakout rooms here. So
Dr. Ocampo, it's saying that this site can't be reached. So the link is not operational now.
Okay, so I'm going to check that one more time. Give me a second, please. Okay, so you'll get something like this, but if you notice at the bottom, it says the game will start in 20. Yeah, the game will start in 21 seconds, 20, 19. See, so you get an ad blocker, but then you give it some time.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to wait here with you and I'm going to show you. So in 10 seconds and 9 and 8, and then you are giving also time for me to create the groups.
Okay.
Okay, so, and there you go. Okay, so if you got the link, you're good to go now. I'm creating the rooms and you are invited to join. And I'll see you here with Professor Frank in 3 minutes. Okay, so we have around 20, 25 people in the breakout rooms now. There are some people here, so hello everybody. Do you want to visit a breakout room? And you had a problem joining? I can help you accessing.
For those of you who are here, at the bottom in the menu, there is one that says breakout rooms, and you should have gotten an invitation to one of the groups. So all you need to do is click on join, and then you will go to the breakout room. So click on breakout rooms at the bottom of the menu. It's next to reactions, and then join one of the groups that Dr. Ocampo assigned you to, right?
Also, I'm reassigning some people in case they didn't
Okay.
get like the invitation.
Right,
just
okay.
in case. So I'm giving them 1 more minute just in case they just joined, so they have time to participate in the experience.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm sending one message to everybody saying that they have 1 last minute. And we'll see how it went. So they will be back in 15 seconds.
Nora, I'm happy to see you. Very happy to see you, my friends.
I'm so happy to see you too. You're so sweet. Well, now I see you. You're the best. Love you. Okay, I think they're
Love you,
coming
my
back
friend.
now. I love you more. So they're coming back now. And now I see something happened here, like we have, you know, let me check here one more time so that everybody's here. Yes, everybody should be here by now. So there's something interesting, like at the moment I said we were going and expecting you to participate, Many people just said, this is not my kind of workshop. I prefer to have it in the background, but not participate. So it's understandable, and we'll talk about it in a moment. So we have 39 people here now, and the idea is that we share how it went. So how did the challenge go? Does anyone want to share?
It was kind of frustrating. This is Henny Villa, because we didn't know, with Jamie, we didn't know how to get a pencil just to draw the path. So we were able to identify the path, but we didn't have like a tool to write it and show that we would be able to take the boy from the beginning to the school. So sorry about that, but we are still here. And
that's
ready.
fine. Yes, thank you so much for your participation. And Jenny, did you? I mean, you.
Excuse me. This is my name is Henny. Henny.
Henny, thank you so much for the correction. So Henny, you mentioned that you couldn't, take the boy to the school, but did you agree on how to do it? Did you discuss what happened?
No,
tell us that side
we were
with
just
me.
mentioning that it was kind of frustrating not being able to know where to get the tool, like a pencil or something, just to write it, and that's it.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to say just at this point that you were able to express your frustration, your feelings to each other, and that's part of what we are going to be talking about today. Thank you, Henny, so much. Anybody else? Did anyone solve the challenge? Let me see the chat. Maybe there are. You were lost, Lilian. Okay. You did. Natalie, do you want to tell us? Andrea, anyone? Can you tell us about your experience? Your first peer work experience? Anyone? Natalie or Andrea? You're welcome to share. Okay, Andrea was alone, yes?
Yes,
Natalie?
I'm so sad.
So you were sad.
No, yes, I mean, I tried to do it, but like the person that joined the group, I don't know if the connection was not good, so but yeah, it was very fun. It would have been better if I had been with someone, but it was good.
I know, and I love that comment. It's been better if you had somebody there with you. So that's something else we're going to be talking about today. So don't worry if you couldn't do it. I'm going to show you really quickly because that website is really nice. So when I did it, I tried to click here. So it gave me the instructions. And then what I did was follow the instructions, which were to click here so that I could get like the path, okay, and so on, until you get the path that you want to follow. So something like this, okay? So that's how it works. I didn't want to leave you with the curiosity, but we are going to keep moving. Okay, so you found frustration, you found loneliness, you found many things in those breakout rooms. And it was interesting because sometimes when you are going to start or do peer work, that happens. The other person doesn't show up, or the other person doesn't have anything to contribute the level or the way you expected, or the challenge is so big that you don't know how to solve it. So you definitely need somebody else there to tell you how. So this is like the picture here, getting out of your comfort zone and taking the challenge, which we live every day in our careers, I'm sure. Okay, so we're going to go to another activity. This is individual, so I hope we can get more, responses here and interaction. So we're going to be talking about how much do we know about instructional coaching? What is it? Why is it important? So I want you to go to this link, please. I'm going to share it right now in the chat. Everybody in the meeting, okay? And then you're going to be asked a join code, which is this one you see right here. Okay, and please try to access these quizzes so we can see your contributions, your feelings, your ideas about this. I'm going to give you some seconds so that you can access this activity. Okay. Okay. So I'm going directly here. Let me close this one here and this one here and this one here. And let's go to the quizzes. And I see here that no participants have joined yet. I see Andrea. Andrea, thank you so much for your support. I see Henny. Henny, thank you so much as well. So let's see how many more people we can have. We'll give them a moment. If you have any problems with the link, please let us know. You just access the link and then you'll be asked a join code. That's all in the chat. Okay, we're going to be waiting for some more people to see if we can have at least 10 participants live, and the others you can just, you know, follow the presentation. So last seconds, last opportunity to participate. We have 5 people now. Thank you, Felipe. Thank you, Natalie, Claribel. Thank you so much. We'll see if we can have some others before we start. This is not a test. This is just to see, to establish here some ground on how much we know. We have Mafe. Mafe, thank you so much. 6 people now. Any others? Tatiana, thank you. I don't want to start without you guys. So please, at least 3 more people and we can start. 8 with Lina. Lina, thank you so much. So I was thinking when I planned this activity, like we as teachers, I mean, I'm not judging. I know some people might be busy, but sometimes we ask our students to participate in so many things. And then when we say to teachers, let's try and participate, sometimes we find the same reaction, like, oh no, but I don't want to participate, or I'm busy doing something else, but I don't know my name there. So it's just so curious. Like I said, not judging, just making a point. So 9 people, 1 more and we get started. So Cesar, thank you. And Jamie, okay, so she was like, I'm gonna be helping her here. Ready, guys, everybody? And go. First question here says, let me move you guys because then I can't see. Okay, what's an instructional coach? What's an instructional coach? So, is it a supervisor? Is it an expert educator? Is it an educational leader? Is it an educational administrator? And then you find at the bottom more information about it. And 3, 2, 1, time's up. So even though if you didn't participate in the activity, but you are present in the room, you can still, you know, express your ideas. Anyone wants to use a microphone? Okay, so the majority say here, we have 8 people who say that it's an expert educator who collaborates and pedagogically supports another fellow colleague, okay? So, excellent. We'll clarify a little bit for the other 2 people that were thinking a different thing. We'll see that in a moment and you'll clarify that. So we'll go to question number 2. And 2. And 1 and go. So the second is, how can instructional coaching enhance students' learning? So it doesn't, it's just another administrative task. Or it fosters motivation, openness, and provides perspective. It gives accurate feedback to school administrators, or it provides information for both the coach and the coachee to realize about their pedagogically endeavors. Okay, and time's up. We have different views here, and I love it because you'll see in a moment that answers 2, 3, and 4 were correct. Okay, so, and the majority went to number 2, which I like very much. We'll see that in a second. Next question, number 3. There are only 4, so don't worry. Okay, when is it necessary to have a coach? When is it necessary? So first, it's necessary only when you start your teaching career. Next, is not necessary. Next, when you have pedagogical issues, or the last one, it can be very beneficial at all stages of someone's career. You can always learn from another person. So we had 11, 12, 13, so more people joined. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. All done. So most of you went to the last one, and I'm glad you did. We'll see in a moment why. And the last one is more about your background, and it will help us understand more about coaching. So have you ever been an instructional coach? Have you ever performed that? Number 1, yes, I have been a trained instructional coach. Second, yes, I have been an instructional coach, even though I don't have a formal degree or title. Next, I have been both a coach and a coachee. And the last one, I didn't know instructional coaching was a thing. Be honest about it, don't worry. And excellent, and I'm so glad that in the end we had so many people participating, so good for you. And we have here different points of view. I love that some people said even that you didn't know that existed, because then after this session, you're going to see how much it can benefit you. And some people said that one person is certified even in that or has had experience, and some people have been both roles, which we're going to see in a moment is such a good thing to have. Okay, so we finished. So we're going to end this quiz, and I'm going to go back here because I want us to reflect on the activity. So we'll start talking about some foundations of coaching, especially talking in this part, in this section, about coaching in general. So how much do we know about instructional coaching? Well, what is an instructional coach? So the University of Wisconsin-Madison says that it's an educational leader who works in a school or district or university anywhere and supports teachers in reaching their goals. Effective instructional coaches serve as thought partners. They build relationships. And here we find very important words that I'd like you to highlight. Well, there is mutual respect, and they provide reflective, inquiry-oriented feedback rather than making judgments. Okay, so that's very important. If you want to be an effective coach, these are the kinds of qualities that you need to develop. Second, other authors say that coaching in education is the ability to inspire, to impact, change, support, push thinking, and be the cheerleader everyone needs. And I'm asking you guys, don't we all need cheerleaders sometimes? Don't we all need somebody, a shoulder to cry on, a person to talk to when we have any kind of situation, professional, personal, social, any kind? So let's continue keeping that in mind. Okay, next. Torch 2022 says that an instructional coach works closely with the educator to empower them to get knowledge, refine their practice, and become even better at teaching. So this is directly concerning how well we can build up our skills, teaching skills, to work together towards the same goal. And if you recall our initial activity of the challenge, it was one student in the activity trying to get to the school. I would say it's more people working together, taking students to learning, taking students to love learning and to see how they continue learning for themselves. Okay? So, second question, how can it enhance students' learning? So the research shows that there are many benefits to instructional coaching. Number one, it improves teaching performance. If you want to be better and improve on your teaching skills, get more strategies, more resources, work as a team, work with somebody else. Increased ability for teachers to analyze their own contexts and situation and instruction and delivery methods. When you work on your own, you can do an excellent job. You can excel. But if you work with somebody else, with somebody who is there partnering with you, you have another set of eyes to look over the work that you are doing. So it's not judging again, it's helping, it's supporting each other. So your work is going to be even more meaningful. Better articulated lessons and instruction, firm grasp of instructional best practices, increased professional growth, and I'm going to say job satisfaction as well. You're going to feel happier when you have somebody like a buddy there to talk to refer to ask questions, to be able to sometimes just have a conversation about that class that didn't go well, even though you planned every minute of it. I think we all have been there and done that. Improved classroom culture and a positive learning environment, better relationships among colleagues, which is something we're going to be talking about later on. Relationships are crucial. And enhanced student achievement, which is like the biggest goal of all. Professional development, collaborative teaching goes towards enhanced student achievement, learning, motivation, etc. Isn't this what we want in our classes? I'm asking you right now. It's a rhetorical question, but don't we all want this for our professional life? Next question said, okay, when is it necessary to have a coach? And some people said, I think one person said, I don't think it's necessary. Somebody said, when you have an issue. Others, majority said, at all times. So I found this that I thought, would clarify so much this aspect. And it says in structural learning, it says that teachers with this flexibility of working with instructional coaching is going to help teachers not only like English teachers. It's going to benefit everybody. It's going to be addressing and helping teachers in any grade level, any area, any experience. If you are connecting and you say, but I don't have a lot of teaching experience, I'm just starting, I'm just checking if I'm going to take these masters, which I encourage you to do. Definitely you need a coach, somebody to help you. If you say, no, Nora, this presentation wasn't for me. I'm in this profession for longer than you have and Lina has, so I don't need a coach. Well, research says that everybody needs here to have coaches, to have a partner, to have a peer to talk to discuss, to reflect, and to continue learning together, to continually refine your craft, to continually study and work together and transforming education. Have you been an instructional coach? That was my question to you. Many said, I have been a coach and a coachee. Many said, I'm even, certified, or no, I haven't. Well, I found this information that is very interesting. I found that same that we were talking about a moment ago, like sometimes in life, in your professional life, you have been a coach. And I'm going to ask this question right now, rhetorical again. Have we been only coaches for education, or have we coached other people in other aspects? Like every time you meet with somebody just for coffee, aren't you doing, I'm sorry, some kind of coaching? Aren't you expressing your feelings and, giving advice and expressing about your experience and stating how you did it so the other person can have elements there to do better at any stage of life? So that's just for us to think. But I think at some point we all have been coaches and coaches. We have been having somebody like a mentor, like a coach, somebody who's cheerleading for you. And then at some time in life, you have been that person for another. So I think we have been in both roles during our lifetime. So now we're getting to the peer coaching to foster collaborative teaching. And you might think, okay, so why peer coaching and why collaborative teaching? If I'm working alone and I'm fine, I'm just doing great, some people can even think at this point, I work better when I'm alone. I don't like working in teams. Working with somebody else is a lot of time, it's a lot of negotiation, it's hard for me. It's understandable. We all have been there. I think many of us with especially personalities who like to excel at things, who like to, who are practical, who want to do things the fastest in the least time. So I think especially people who are maybe perfectionist, if I may say, I'm not judging again because I'm one of them. So we tend to feel like working as a team is gonna be time consuming, it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to, compromise things, negotiate. That's hard for many people, including me, I'm telling you. But the benefits are so huge that I'm trying to convince you that you don't miss this opportunity. Even if you haven't considered that in the past, you can start from today on. So why? Why is it relevant in education? Well, I found this that is very interesting. Peer coaching is a type of helping relationship. And I believe we as teachers here in this event, we, or most of us, hopefully got into this profession because we wanted to serve the community. We wanted to help others. We wanted to establish relationships, to teach what we learn. So if we establish that, then peer coaching is like one of the best ways to go. In peer coaching, two people or more of equal status actively participate in helping each other on specific tasks or problems with a mutual desire to be helpful. So that's the goal. So I'm going to start giving you some pointers, and the first one is, whenever you see like, oh, I want to partner with this person to continue working, I want to collaborate with this person, or I have been having my group of colleagues, which, for a long time, I have been talking and sharing and collaborating, then try to find people or try to seek for people who have a mutual desire to be helpful, because that's the goal of peer coaching, like try to improve, okay? Now you might be asking, why? Why should I do that? I'm comfortable where I am. You are not convincing me, Nora. No, that I'm fine. Then I'm going to tell you and give you more reasons. So collaboration, we are social beings. I mean, let's start with that. We are designed to be in society. Many people have trouble with that. I know, have challenges with that. I know there are certain things in personality that prevent people from, relationships, but they are so crucial. They are so critical. They are important. When you collaborate, then you create and maintain positive relationships, and then they're going to take you to a happy professional and personal life. And I'm telling you that from experience. In my 40s now, when I look back, I have done so many things professionally. I have enjoyed my career so much. I have been able to do many, many different things. And at this point in life, I'm also thinking, well, I want to do things that professionally, contribute to me, but more that contributes to others, to society, to children, to education. But also, wouldn't you like to have that balance between the professional and personal life, and you feel happy about it? Like we say sometimes, I'm working, but I'm happy and I get paid for that. So I'm going to show you right now, not the video, but I truly recommend it, what makes people happy. That's the next slide that I have here. So there was this Harvard study. In fact, I was talking about this video with one of my mentors. I have had many mentors and coaches in my life. So I was talking to Marta Jaramillo, many of you know her, about this video some days ago. And we were, coinciding on some concepts about this video, how this 75-year-old is one of the longest studies, if not the longest, in the world, conducted by Harvard on adult development by this professor who shared data on true happiness and satisfaction. So I was so impressed with my friend, discussing how it wasn't fame, it wasn't money, it wasn't your professional achievements, it wasn't even, you know, many things that you consider are going to make you happy, but what makes people happy is relationships. So relationships are what can really make a person happy, not according to me, not according to the topic, but according to research. So if relationships are so important that are going to help you according to this study, even to your health, physical health, how not to include this in our daily life, professionally, personally, etc. How not to. So if establishing relationships is going to help you be happy, be physically well, continue well in your, you know, professional life and everything, let me go back for a second, then obviously collaboration among colleagues, collaboration professionally is going to give you all of this. So I would say I would give it a try. Okay, so I want to share right now a few key principles to peer coaching. If I'm convincing you and you are saying, yes, 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 that's why I have my group of colleagues that I have been working for so long and we work perfectly together. Or maybe you can say after this presentation, okay, I'll give it a try and I'll start looking for connections so I can work, I can include this in my checklist. So first, when you are working with somebody else, what are some tips? And you might think like, I don't need those tips. I'm sociable. Well, there are some people who have a hard time, you know, establishing connections and relationships. But now that we know that they are so important, I want to give you these pointers. First, advice given is straightforward. So according to research, it is important that when you are talking to your peer in your peer coaching for collaboration, you give honest feedback with empathy. So you need to be aware of feelings, but at the same time in your relationship, you can establish that you're going to be honest. You don't do, you know, any good if you say like, no, that's perfect. Continue doing that with that strategy because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, because that's what this is about. This is about honesty, transparency, and trying to help each other. Second, offer advice that benefits the organization. So you need to keep in mind that you're going towards a bigger goal. The goal is education, is learning, is also growing together, but what is our goal? So you need to have it in mind, what's best for students. Number three, have one another's best interest at heart. So be, you know, direct, honest, frank, as Professor Frank. So frank and genuinely interested in giving a helping hand. If you do this with ulterior motives, like getting to know my colleague because she's so beautiful or he's so handsome, I mean, I would say for the work situation, try to keep it professional and then try to concentrate on giving a helping hand. And number four, be open to receive help. I didn't find this in the literature, but that's mine. And that's part of my experience. When you are open to receive help, you can definitely let in all those comments and suggestions that are going to help you. Sometimes I found that hard before, like to receive feedback. Sometimes, you know, there are many things that you might consider like, oh, but I don't think this is correct. No, I had another perspective. No, but you should have the, you know, the openness to be able to receive comments. Sometimes it's not what you want to hear. Sometimes you think that you are doing the best teaching ever, that you have the best strategies, and then somebody's point of view can tell you that you are doing an excellent job, but that there is another way to do it that could be even more successful. And you need to be humble and say, yes, I'm gonna try that. Yes? Did I hear anyone? No? Okay. Okay, let me check the time. Okay. So, oops. Okay. So next slide. Okay. So what qualities do you need in order to adopt or strengthen your instructional peer coaching skills? So this is like a checklist. You can say, I got it, I need to work on this. So number one is to build relationships. If you don't create a rapport that lasts over a period of time, it's going to be hard to establish the connection and the confidence for you to share with another person at the level where you don't feel judged or you don't judge the other person, but you collaborate. Number 2, be student focused. Obviously, we have talked about that. Use data to make informed decisions. All the data you can collect. Like if you are sitting with somebody and you say, no, I don't think my students are learning. I have tried this and these strategies, these resources, and still, and you say, okay, what evidence do you have to prove that? So you might say, I don't know, I'm just observing that they are not learning. Okay, so let's look at the test results. Let's look at, I'm going to visit your class. I'm going to observe your class and give you ideas on what might be happening so that you have more data to make decisions. Ask questions without judgment. We have talked about it. Be aware of high impact instructional practices. So when you sit together or you have conversations or WhatsApp, try to share the instructional practices that you think are going to help the situation be better. Take risks. And here I'm not saying like you go together and say, oh no, we're not going to teach this anymore. You talk to your coordinator. No, what I'm saying is taking risks at the point of maybe getting out of your comfort zone and say, I'm not excellent at technology, but I see Paola and Andrea is excellent at technology. So I'm going to sit with her. Can you teach me how do you do Genially? How do you do this and that, for example? And stay current on best practices. So try to think of what, like this event, what can we join to stay, connected, to open up to other people, to be up to date. Now, I'm going to have with you the next activity, which is your own experience with peer coaching. And I don't think we have the time to go to breakout rooms again. So I'm going to do a variation here. We are going to do it together here, everybody. So the idea is that you express your experience with peer coaching. Remember, it's not only when you have a formal degree or you have experienced that in your work per se, but what experience have you had in general in your life? Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing here and give you some minutes for you to share. Anybody? If you haven't had any, you can also say. Anybody?
If you allow me, I can share something that happened to me. So
please,
maybe
please go ahead.
People, get people motivated.
Yes, you can inspire people.
And this is something that Andrea was saying in the chat. It is very enriching. I have no doubt at all that instructional coaching is enriching for everybody involved. I was working for this university and we had some kind of instructional coaching. It was peers, as you said before. And one thing that I enjoyed about this experience is that all of us knew exactly what was going to happen. So we agreed to the principles we were presenting before. Do you agree to getting feedback? Yes. Are you open to getting help? Yes or no? That kind of thing. So if these principles become practices upon everybody agrees, then it should be a successful experience. And from that experience, I learned that in any sort of instructional coaching, if you have a surprise element that could make people uncomfortable, that's not a good idea. So that's all I wanted to share. Yes. Thank you so much for the comment. And yes, you need to be clear on the expectations and the rules for your collaboration. So everybody knows what is expected and what can happen there. Excellent. Anybody else? I think we have time for one more person. Okay, I saw Luis Villegas saying hello. Luis, hi. You wanted to share? He is contributing with something in the chat, yes. Okay. Hello, Luis. I'm so happy to see you here. Okay, so you agree with that? No, that was Henny. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, Luis, yes. Okay, excellent, excellent. Yes, definitely you need to consider many elements, but I think
is definitely something that you want to try. I know sometimes it's hard because you are obviously talking to different people with different backgrounds, different things, but in general, I believe that it is going to be for you a really enriching experience. Okay, so we're going to move forward. We're going to take now your peer coaching experience to the next level. And we're going to be doing this not in breakout rooms again. We don't have probably the time to do that, but we're going to, I'm going to share the link anyway. And then if you want to do it, like even after we finish this presentation, I'm sure Professor Frank wouldn't mind that people still interact after this presentation takes place, because that's how learning works. Learning doesn't occur just in a place. Learning occurs everywhere. So, but I do want to share how to ignite your coaching skills. So the idea is that if you really want to incorporate this strategy into your own practice and collaborative teaching, you can find people who have similar, similar goals. Yeah. Yes, interests. Not so much similar background, or no, it's not that necessary that people have your same point of view. I mean, in fact, if the person has different points of view, that can help you even more, because then you get a different perspective. But you do need to have the same goal. That's very important that we clarify. So I'm going to jump into the conclusions and then go back to this previous slide. So peer coaching is extremely useful. So being able to collaborate with others, provide and receive feedback, generates a culture of continuous learning and transformation. Teachers who constantly collaborate with colleagues and other community members can gain an understanding of the school's or university or institution foundations and philosophy, which is going to help you gain time and gain more perspective on what goes on, other than if you are just trying to understand the context yourself. Teachers who work and collaborate together are more willing to reflect permanently over their teaching practices. When you reflect, definitely there's change. According to research, if there's no reflection, there's no change in education. So you need to be constantly reflecting. And you might say, well, I can reflect by myself. Sometimes for me, I'm talking about my personal experience, sometimes I don't know how to solve one situation, for example. And the mere fact of expressing that, communicating that with another person, even though the other person doesn't give me any feedback, any advice back, but hearing me can give me the idea. So for me, sometimes verbalization helps me understand the situation better, clarify, or even find solutions. And if I can get to that other person giving me some feedback, even better. Recommendations. So keep an open mind. Like I said, there's always opportunity. Don't be biased by, this is not an English teacher, then he maybe or she doesn't know how to help me with this situation. No, you need for your integral teaching people who can give you perspective. So even though you're talking about other colleagues, that peer can help you in perspective with your work. Diversity in backgrounds, age, learning styles, among others, are secondary. Don't consider only people your age. That's my recommendation. Don't consider only people your generation, your cohort. No, the more people you can interact with at different levels, you're going to gain more perspective, especially from the younger generation, which are so, good at technology and things that we all need nowadays. Be aligned with the school's, university's curriculum, vision, and mission, because you need to work towards the same goal of students' learning and achievement. This can also lead to bigger group and teams work, so be open to that. Maybe this can lead to a community of practice, a community of learning with other colleagues. Change takes time, so don't get frustrated. If you see that, oh no, we used to meet every Friday and now we are not anymore, I'm losing my peer. No, it takes time. You create the habit, you persist, you help each other. If you don't feel like the other person is giving you back, then you can obviously continue giving. And then, you know, with the rules clear, like we said before, then you can understand if it is time to find, you know, more peers or continue. And then this is all for constant improvement. So I really recommend it. The sources are here with the links. I'm going to share this with Professor Frank so you can have access to more literature and information, and any questions, comments, or your own reflections. I think it's time for that.
Dr. Ocampo.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you for your presentation. Do you mind if I share the attendance link while people are asking questions?
Please do. I don't mind at all.
Okay, okay. So I'm going to put the link in the chat so you can
Before
sign
that,
attendance.
excuse me, before that, I missed the last slide with your contact information. So could you please
Yes, that's a
put
great
it
idea.
again?
Of course. You can contact me to
Thank you.
collaborate.
I really would love to.
Yes, of course, of course. And I truly hope that this presentation, which is not so much about, you know, strategies for the classroom itself, but strategies for you as a professional and as a person, this can help you guys a lot.
And that bigger strategy leads to strategies.
Yes,
I would like to make a comment. It is regarding the epistemological beliefs. This is something that I discovered in practice, because this is something we are not usually aware of. But just to illustrate, when discussing with colleagues like a long time ago, I realized that sometimes we have the tendency to believe that we are the owners of the knowledge,